Hello and welcome to our quiet corner where we explore smart and gentle financial habits for your retirement journey. Today we will talk about how to cultivate a calm financial mindset through everyday habits that support a peaceful retirement. Perhaps you have saved and invested, or perhaps you are just thinking about how to approach your retirement with ease. Either way, adopting a few simple habits can give you a sense of control and peace over your financial life. We'll gently consider three core ideas: awareness of money, consistency of small savings actions, and alignment of spending with values. First, let's take a moment to acknowledge how important your mindset is in retirement planning. Retirement is not just a financial event. It is a life transition where your relationship with money matters. When you feel anxious about money, that tension often comes from the belief that you must do everything right or catch up immediately. But a calm mindset reminds you, small, consistent steps matter more than dramatic leaps. Let's begin with the first habit, becoming aware of your money patterns. Awareness means noticing how you feel about money and how you behave with money in everyday life. For instance, you might observe how often you check your bank balance, or how you feel when you withdraw cash. These subtle moments tell stories of security, of habit, of aspiration. When you cultivate awareness, you give yourself the gift of reflection rather than reaction. One useful practice: spend 5 minutes at the end of the week quietly reviewing your spending and your feelings about it. Ask yourself, did I feel calm when I made this purchase? Did it align with what I value? Did I feel a little tension afterwards? This isn't about judgment, but about noticing. Next, the second habit, consistent small savings actions. Large, dramatic moves often feel inspiring, but sustaining them is hard. In contrast, modest, regular actions build momentum and reduce stress. For example, you might choose to transfer a small amount into a savings or retirement account each month, quietly and automatically. If you set up an automatic transfer, you don't need to think about it every time. The habit becomes invisible but effective. When you see your savings gently grow, you'll feel calm and empowered, not pressured. Think of savings like watering a small plant each day rather than trying to uproot and transplant a tree overnight. This steady watering yields leaves and eventually a little bloom. Over time you'll have roots that hold firm. Avoid comparing yourself to others who may appear to move fast. What matters is your own pace and consistency. Now, the third habit, aligning spending with your values. Retirement is a time to reflect on what brings you meaning, rather than chasing every new trend. When your spending reflects what matters, relationships, health, community, you feel richer even if the numbers are modest. Ask yourself, when I spend money, does it bring calm? Does it contribute to something I care about? It might be a simple dinner with a friend, a quiet trip to nature, or a creative hobby. These moments often bring lasting satisfaction, far more than a flashy purchase. Let us now weave these three habits into a gently integrated mindset. Step 1. Each payday, pay yourself first. Set aside a fixed contribution to your savings before you do anything else. Step 2. At the end of each week, review your spending and feelings around it. Step 3. Before any purchase above a modest threshold, pause and ask, will this spending support something I value? Over time these steps become second nature. They create a rhythm of quiet calm around your money. Let's pause and consider a real-life example. Imagine a couple who each month transfers a small sum into a retirement account. And every Friday they sit briefly together with a cup of tea and review the past week's expenditures and feelings. They notice that many small impulse purchases bring fleeting satisfaction and sometimes a tinge of regret. Gradually they decide to reduce these impulses and redirect part of that money into experiences, with friends and family, genuine connections rather than things. They feel calmer, more intentional, and more in control of their retirement income. This is not about cutting out all enjoyment. It is about choosing enjoyment that aligns with calm and meaning. Now let's consider another scenario. Someone retires and finds themselves with unexpected free time and a little anxiety about spending too much too soon. They begin a weekly practice of checking what has been spent, what remains, and how they feel. They also make a small monthly automatic transfer into a fun fund for modest leisure, hobbies, travel, and they keep it simple and comfortable. By doing so, they avoid the trap of overspending early and wake up each month with a sense of balance rather than anxiety. These examples illustrate how mindset and habit combine to create sustainable calm. Let's explore why this matters, especially now. The economic environment is complex, with market ups and downs, interest rates shifting, and unexpected global events. For many, that could create worry about retirement savings or income. Rather than reacting with stress, a calm mindset allows you to respond with consistency and perspective. As one recent study noted, many savers increased their contributions despite headwinds, not by dramatic leaps, but by disciplined persistence. This shows the power of small steps over time in building resilience. In addition, adopting habits that focus on awareness, consistency, and values helps you stay steady even when external conditions change. Now let's talk about practical steps you can take right away. First, pick a fixed date each month, say the first business day, and set up an automatic transfer of an amount you feel comfortable with into your retirement or savings account. Second, schedule a short weekly reflection, perhaps Friday late afternoon or Sunday evening, to review your spending and feelings about it. Third, create a simple spending pause rule. For example, if a purchase is above X amount, wait 24 hours and reflect whether it aligns with your values before proceeding. Fourth, write down one value that matters deeply to you in retirement, such as time with loved ones, or creative freedom, or healthy living, and keep it visible. For example, on your fridge or desk. When you spend money, hold that value in mind as a quiet checkpoint. Fifth, every 6 months, do a brief check-in on your savings growth and review whether your habits are working. Adjust gently, not dramatically. These steps don't demand huge effort, they require quiet commitment and gentle consistency. Now we'll reflect on common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Pitfall 1. Letting outside noise drive your decisions, such as headlines about market crashes or get-rich-quick schemes. Solution. Remind yourself of your habits and values. Stay calm and grounded. Pitfall 2. Trying to make up for lost time by making risky decisions that feel urgent. Solution. Remember that steady actions build strength. Urgency rarely leads to calm outcomes. Pitfall 3. Ignoring your emotional relationship with money, either avoiding it or letting anxiety dominate it. Solution. Use weekly reflections to bring awareness to your feelings so you can respond rather than react. Let's highlight the benefits you'll gain from cultivating this mindset. You will feel more confident about your retirement finances, not because you are chasing high returns, but because you are building habits of stability and intention. You will reduce your financial anxiety because you are aware, you are consistent, you are aligned with your values. You will create a life of calm flow around money rather than a life of reaction and stress. And you will build a retirement that feels rich in meaning and calm, not simply rich in numbers. Now let's summarize our key points again. We began by emphasizing that mindset matters. Retirement is not only about assets, but about your relationship with money. Then we introduced 3 daily, weekly habits: awareness of money patterns, consistent small savings, and aligning spending with values. We illustrated with real-life examples of people practicing those habits and feeling more at ease. We gave practical steps you can start immediately and noted some pitfalls and how to avoid them. And we affirmed the benefits: confidence, reduced anxiety, intentional spending, and a peaceful financial life. As we move toward closure, here is your action checklist for today. 1. Choose your monthly automatic transfer date and amount. Make it feel comfortable and doable. 2. Block a slot this week for your first weekly reflection. Set a reminder. It could even be just 10 minutes. 3. Write down your core value for retirement and place it somewhere you will see it often. 4. Decide on a simple spending pause rule for purchases above a chosen threshold. And finally, remember the saying, slow and steady wins the race. In retirement planning, consistent small steps often matter more than big leaps. Or another old proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. By taking one calm step today, you are beginning your journey toward financial ease. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your retirement years be filled with quiet confidence, mindful spending, and calm abundance. Until next time, take care of your finances and, more importantly, take care of your peace.